Hello viewers, this is Not Too Fast here. In today's video I'll be doing a repair on this 2010 Cadillac CTS Wagon. Now the problem the owner is having with this vehicle is the rear power liftgate will not stay open after you open it. And the reason for that is because there are two gas struts behind the headliner that have worn out and they need to be replaced. This is a very common problem with this Cadillac CTS Wagon. So let me show you how we go about replacing them. First I'll pull the car in the garage and I'll show you what is the problem with the hatch. So let me show you what happens when I open up the liftgate. Here's the remote control. I'll press a button to open up the liftgate. After it opens, it's going to drop back down. So the two gas struts is not able to hold it up and they need to be replaced. The first thing we'll have to do is open up the hatch and put something underneath and prop it up so it doesn't come down. I'm going to use this jack handle to hold it up. Next I'll pull back on this weather stripping. Now you need to remove this panel on the side. There's one on the passenger side and one on the driver's side right here. Behind this airbag cover, there's a bolt you need to remove. Use a small flathead screwdriver and pop open this cover. Right here is a 7mm bolt. Now if you look inside, the bolt is more angled down instead of up. So here I have a 1/4 inch long extension with a 7mm socket. I taped it up so I don't lose it. With the bolt loosened, use a magnet and pick up the bolts. Behind the panel, there are two clips, one over here and one over here. Now the front edge, there is another clip holding it, so slowly release it to remove the panel. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect a speaker wire. So at the front edge, there's this metal clip, that's like a clamp style, and the panel will slip into this slot right here. Here's a look at the panel I just took out. Right here is the plastic clip. Here's the other one. This hole is where the bolt goes through. And on the front edge, this is where it slides into the metal clip. Now from the factory, there are no clips in this slot. So go ahead and repeat the same procedure for the other side. Next, you'll need to pull down on this headliner. There are clips underneath. Here's a look at the three clips. Now with these clips, they will get mangled when you take it out, but there's not much you can do about it. For you to be able to drop the headliner, if you look over here, there's a plastic piece here. Go ahead and remove this. Same thing for the other side. Let me show you the two clips on the dome light. The tabs sticking upward are the two metal clips you need to release. You can use a long screwdriver like this to help release the clips. Now if you look to the left, you see a gas strut is this piece right here. And you actually see the oil leaking from the gas strut right here. That drip right there, so it's gone bad. Do not remove this power actuator that's next to it. The gas strut we need to replace is this piece right here. And same thing if you look on the other side, right here is a gas strut. Now I'm going to start with removing the passenger side because it's easier to film without the power actuator next to it. Now at the end where the ball joint is, there's a metal clip. We need to pry that metal clip outward and then this will be released. Do the same thing and release the clip on the rod side. Here's a look at the original gas strut, and to remove it, you gotta pry up on this metal collar, and then this will come out. There's also a metal collar on this side, which came off already. Is this piece right here. Here's a look at the new gas strut. Now to install it, you do have to remove a clip. It's different than the one on the factory one. What you want to do is push this spring out. It wraps around the collar and then slide it out. See this pin? when you reinstall it, push this pin back in the hole. There's also a hole on the far end here. Make sure it's seated in, and then push this around the collar. The same for both ends. If you need to rotate this, what you want to do is stick a screwdriver in here and just slowly turn this so one will face this way and the other face the other way. With the spring removed, push this end on. Now reinstall the spring. And lock that spring in place. Now repeat the same thing for the other end. So after trying to fit this other end, I noticed this is a little longer than the original one. And even if I push the hatch up all the way, this is still too long by about 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do is disconnect this end on the power actuator so I can lift up the liftgate a little bit more. And the removal is same as the gas strut. Pull up on the clip and this end will pop out. So here I remove the clip and then this end pops off. I push the liftgate a little higher and propped it up with 2 pieces of 3/4 inch MDF wood. Here's a look at the new gas strut installed, and I did reinstall the metal clip, and you want to make sure it is installed so the end does not pop off. Now repeat the same thing on the driver's side. Now I'm not going to film this because it's very tight, but the procedure is same as the passenger side. Here's a look with this end removed. I removed the spring and this came off. Now I'll work on the other side. Here's the other gas strut. Now for the driver's side gas strut, it's harder to insert the clip after you put this on the ball joint. So what I've done here is place a clip here into the hole and then put a small piece of electrical tape just to hold it in place. Here's a look at the installed gas strut on the driver's side. Now with a spring clip on this end, I had a lot of difficulty getting it seated on the second hole. And after fighting with it for about maybe 10 minutes, finally got it in place. And you do have to make sure that spring is seated in properly, otherwise the ball joint can pop off. Now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the power actuator. Reinstall the clip. Here's a look at the clip installed. With the 2 new gas struts installed, go ahead and reinstall the panels. With everything reinstalled, let's test it out. First I'll close it. Now open it. As you can see, the new gas strut is able to hold the hatch up, and you don't have the problem of the hatch falling down again. So if you have a 2010 to 2014 Cadillac CTS Wagon, and you're having a problem with the liftgate not staying open, the fix is to replace both gas struts behind the headliner. Now even though most likely only one of the gas struts is bad and the other one's still good, whenever you're doing this repair, you need to replace both, because eventually the second one will go too. Some final thoughts on the repair. First off, I recommend you have an assistant that can help you hold the hatch up. Whether you're removing the old gas strut or installing the new one, you may need to open the liftgate a little bit more or drop it a little bit so the gas strut will fit exactly on the ball joints. And this liftgate is very heavy. You don't want it to drop on your head, because you will get hurt. Secondly is with the aftermarket gas struts, they do come about 1/4 inch longer than the factory one. To make the installation easier, I do recommend you remove one end of the power actuator. This way you can open the liftgate much more to allow the new gas strut to be installed. Also, you really don't want to extend the limit of the power actuator and damage it. As for the time you need to do this repair, if this is your first time doing it, I recommend you set aside 2 to 3 hours. If you found this video to be helpful, click on thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And for a list of parts and tools, check out the link below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.